See, you need another fight to tie that, to break that tie.
So Douglas did get that round, which is an important point for the East squad. And now we got Graham in there. AJ Graham, the southpaw, who was clipped in the 3rd round. He's up against Esteban Munoz.
Yeah, this is a big change in what he was dealing with earlier. You know, he was dealing with a longer, taller, rangier fighter and hunter, and now he's dealing with a shorter guy who seems to be right there for the hitting.
Yeah.
And who has not, he's not attested to his TCL speed yet. This is TCL. Most of the guys in here know what type of speed and know what type of pace you need to have, and it just seems like Munoz has not picked up the TCL speed yet.
Most importantly, though, for Riri Douglas, that round cut the lead to 1. The red squad, the West squad, up by 1, 152, 151. Esteban Munoz back to in there in that ring. Well, welcome to TCL, Esteban. You better give your team an advantage. And AJ Graham, after getting dropped in the 3rd, created a 10-8 round. You know, there's a lot on the line for him right now.
Yeah, he wants to get that point back. He wants to get the score back, and he's doing it. I mean, he's crushing and pushing forward on that. You know, this is similar to the swing we watched LA or Vegas have. You know, Vegas was winning the rounds, and then the other team came back and stormed them. It seems like West Coast was out in front, and East Coast is coming back and storming them. So, you know, we're seeing, you know, history repeat itself in TCL.
It looks like Munoz is so overwhelmed by Graham's speed, by he's so ferocious. And yeah, it's just he's not used to the TCL speed yet.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the understanding that, you know, in the beginning of the TCL, a lot of guys kind of started slow. Now you're seeing some of the vets or some of the guys who've been here a little bit just get out there and immediately start punching heavy.
Strong round for AJ Graham. Avorin Graham, AJ they call him. Both weigh 147. Huge opportunity for Team Blue to get back in and tie this game up.
Yeah, and I'm sure Munoz cannot believe there's still a minute on the clock.
Yeah, it's one thing to be training, another thing to actually get the call and say, hey, you're fighting in 2 days.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good punch right there.
Graham needs to get off the ropes. He does.
Yeah, a little rope-a-dope there with the action he was doing.
And with the hammer is going to be Alejandro Silva and Quincy Williams in round 18. 30 seconds to go in the 17th round. This is the All-Star section. Team Combat League Mega Brawl Finals coming up next with Atlanta and New York City. Now Graham showboating a little bit.
Yeah, he's got to stay sharp because he was winning the rounds. He's starting to let Munoz back in it a little bit.
He got clipped with 2 seconds to go earlier today.
Yeah, he did.
When
he was also winning the round again.
Nice body shot by Graham.
And that'll do it. Solid round for Graham. Does he get the call and tie it up?
I think he does. I think he gets the nod. He did a great job of redeeming himself. He almost really went in there and stormed Munoz, you know. Here's what we're going to see here. You know, Munoz coming over the top with that hand, but, you know, just beating him to the punch and bob and weave here from the East Coast guy. And yeah, we could be seeing a really close fight here in TCL with the last fight to go.
All right, so it's really, really tight. Esteban Munoz and AJ Graham win at it. Our 18th and final fight is going to be Alejandro Silva for the West squad, Quincy Williams for the Blue squad. We don't know the scores here. The judges are telling him. If there is a tie, there'll be an extra one.
I got a tie right now.
You think there's a tie right now?
Absolutely, right now. It's gonna be a tie.
Well,
I think so.
That's the unofficial scorecard here.
Who's going to get the coaching for the extra one?
Exactly. So we'll figure that out. So Miguel Flores is going to let the crowd inside the building know what's going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, heading into the final round, it's the West Coast All-Stars 161, the East Coast All-Stars 161. This is the final round, winner take all.
You are right, it is a tie, so this round will solidify who's going to be, all the marbles. marbles for bragging rights for the All-Stars for Team Combat League.
Whoever wins this round wins it for the All-Stars. West Coast versus East Coast, ladies and gentlemen.
What a better way, because Quincy Williams, excellent fighter, one of the best fighters in Team Combat League. And look at that, just by their skills, you could see it.
Alejandro Silva won the 4th round for the West squad, so he's
powerful.
warm. Quincy Williams, first time fighting this afternoon.
Very powerful. Quincy Williams is a fast young man, and he's in the right position because he's a really good fighter for his team this year in TCL and a really good representation for the East Coast. So I'm pretty sure the East Coast would like to put the ball in his hand when it comes down to this position.
The final round of the All-Star, the first ever All-Star Brawl on Team Combat League, and Silva coming in.
Yeah, Williams needs to get out of that corner because Silva likes to tie them up.
He did some good in bobbing and weaving,
really
but
good.
You're right.
Keep it in the middle of the ring.
It doesn't look good optically, whether he's getting hit or not. It just looks like Silva is dominating the motions.
Because he's walking him forward into the corner.
And he put him in a ring, he put him in a corner. And they're getting this chance going right now for the East Coast.
Right hand for Silva. Very nice from Alejandro Silva.
They traded good punches right there. An uppercut by Silva.
Oh, he got caught again
right by Silva.
He dropped his left hand when he was throwing his own combinations.
That was good. Good combos by Silva right there. I think Quincy should do more interrupting, not so much waiting on him. Yeah, when he gets his offense going first, he does a much better job. When he gets waited on, that's when he's getting countered. See, right now, he's being the aggressor. Now,
until that hook by Silva.
Exactly. Right back on the defense, and he gets clipped,
A minute to go. The final round.
1 minute, ladies and gentlemen. You got to see if the teams get them involved, Everybody knows there's a minute left.
Williams looking at the big board, looking at the time.
Just fight. Stop looking at the time.
Get out of that corner if you're Williams, and he does.
Keep it in the center of the ring.
Silva's been first here.
Ooh, good body. Good body. There's some aggressive punching right there. Silva really wants it. You can look it in his eyes and tell that he really wants it. Not even just for his team, but for himself.
No, they need it. They really need it. It's been tight. Silva landing bigger punches.
So tight that it's everyone wins all. In the last 15 seconds, any man wins it all.
They just have to go for both broke right now. Less than 10 seconds.
I think Silva won that round.
I think so too. Oh,
and
yeah.
that'll do it.
I think Silva did too.
18 rounds of all-star competition.
Really good fight.
Team Combat League.
That's an
hugs
all-star
between
match.
Silva and Williams, and it'll be.
That's an all-star match. That was really good. Right down the middle, right down the pipe. Everybody from man to woman, women to man really put on. It was ripping body. He was coming upstairs. Silva was blocking. Then he was going with his overhand. And it was putting it on down here in the City of Angels. It was back and forth. East Coast versus West Coast. Little Biggie versus Tupac. You could not even imagine the tension in this air right now. We got to find out who won, but that was exciting.
Very, very exciting. Still to come. The Mega Brawl, Atlanta, New York City, right there. Your East All-Stars. They feel pretty good about themselves.
Who you got?
I have no idea. Because I can make a case for both of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the thing.
Absolutely. That's exactly how it should go down to, That's exactly what it should be. Going down to the wire in front of all the fans. Last guy's banging it out.
Look at Dewey. Dewey's all fired up.
Yeah, I think he knows. I think he's got to win. Yes, sir. He's saying they got to win right here. Wonderful night of boxing right here. And we still have the Mega Brawl to come, so that's an exciting night. The tornado may have crashed inside the Thunder Studios with all the action that they're bringing tonight.
All right. Miguel Flores is ready to let us know who won.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after our All-Star Showdown, 18 rounds between the East Coast All-Stars and the West Coast All-Stars for Team Combat League, it is now time to find out who took home the win. By a score of 171 to 170, the winner of the All-Star matchup is the East Coast All-Stars.
Barry Hunter, congratulations on winning the All-Star event. I know this was a big moment for you guys. We went to a tie and Quincy Williams pulled it off. Congratulations. How do you guys feel right now?
You see I'm there, lady. This is our Mega Brawl right here. Congratulations to the West Side. East Side is the best side.
Oh, you guys won an approval point because this was for bragging rights. It wasn't for a title, but you wanted to show up and show out, and you guys did it. How do you guys feel? Do you have a message for the West Coast team?
East Coast, 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 East Coast.
Well, congratulations, Barry Hunter and East Coast team. You guys did a phenomenal job all season long for the first season, inaugural season. I can't wait to see you guys, what you're going to do in your career, and hopefully I'll see you guys for season 2. Make the team, stay on weight, and stay out of trouble, all of you guys, okay? Be kind to each other. All right, Barry Hunter, congratulations. Enjoy your win. Stay for Mega Brawl, and give it up for the East Coast team!
For the East Coast squad, all fired up inside the ring. Good job, Cynthia, capturing the emotions from the team of the photographer, making sure everybody moves back, get everybody in there. Barry Hunter and his team fired up. So congratulations to the East All-Stars. All right, so we know that earlier today we've had some issues with the stream. Part of it is because there's a hurricane here hitting Southern California. So to make sure that we give credit to Deontay Brown and Randall Kennedy, who we fight in round 8. And also in round 9, we had Alan Medina and Michael Fox. We are going to show you that. The stream was there, but out of respect to the fighters that really went at it back and forth, we want to show you rounds 8 and 9 from Team Combat League All-Star. So here's previous action, and then after that, we will have the Mega Brawl for you.
Looks like Team Tupac's walking away with it, huh?
They're looking good. A lot of that was due to the big knockdown by Keith Hunter in the 3rd round.
Big move.
The southpaw is Brown.
It's good to see 2 Hunter brothers representing TCL in the All-Star match. You know?
They're so fast. They're so fast. Candide, Brown comes right back.
The next fight's going to be Alan Medina and Michael Fox at 149. But this is where the blue team just needs to get some rounds. They've only won 1 round so far tonight.
Yeah, and really West Coast has put it on the pressure on and have not released, you know, by staying aggressive, having more volume, and actually just, you know, showing up in the fights earlier. It seems to be the thing. They've just stolen the earlier sides and have survived the rest of the fight.
Candidate very quick in there in the blue.
You know what's so great? I don't know if you guys talked about this earlier. So for all these fighters right now in the house, even though there's a hurricane and everything, we have undisputed king Devin Haney here in the house. So he's watching this. So all these fighters get to perform in front of him, and also former world champion Sean Porter, excellent analyst, and he has Sean Porter suits and services. But you know, for a moment for these fighters all season, they get to watch these people on TV. Now they get to actually fight in front of them. And also for you, Bubba.
Absolutely, it's good. It's good to have the crowd and someone that you want to inspire, or someone who's inspired you to be in the crowd to show them a little something what you got, or maybe get some pointers after it. Hey man, what did you think you saw in there? What did I do? So it's good to have those guys in the crowd, and this should show out to all kinds of events.
And Haney's sitting by the red corner, so if you're the next fighter up, you look over, you're like, damn, it's Dev? Like, oh, for real? Okay, maybe that's what's inspired the West squad.
Absolutely.
Remember, he does have a promotion company,
Yes,
so
he
he
does.
could always be signing fighters under his promotion.
And Sean Porter also in attendance. Good squad here
It's a really
in
good
Long
squad.
Beach.
Well, it is the Mega Brawl, ladies and gentlemen. TCL does it like no other. Ahmed has done a great job of getting a lot of people in the arena and just putting on a great event for boxing.
30 seconds to go in the 8th round.
I think it's still unsighted, but I think Dante Brown has done a good job of just controlling a little bit.
The southpaw in the red. And it is the All-Star, so they're wearing special trunks, red and blue.
Great offense and getting out of the way there by Dante Brown.
Yeah.
He hit the paw, he hit him with a 4 or 5 punch combination and then got out of there so
Very
smooth.
slippery. He's a very slippery fighter, able to get in and out real fast.
And that'll do it. Brown and Kennedy
Let's
put
go.
on a good little round for us. Kennedy.
A lot to a little bit, ladies and gentlemen.
Derek Davis, the only round one for the blue squad. That was in the 2nd round.
Yeah. Fox is super, super long. Gonna be domed with a lot of speed, a lot of combos and feints.
Professor
They call him Professor, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Michael Fox in blue. Alan Medina in red. Southpaw against southpaw.
It's good to see Medina trying to move in with the jab. He's got to get past that stick of Mikel Fox. He's got to get past all that height and all that that Mikel has to offer. So, you get to see one guy punch from a range and then the other guy try to get in.
He's just so long and rangy as Fox.
Oh, that was
solid
nice.
by Fox. Good punch. Landed flush on the jaw of Medina.
Warded well, but definitely in clutch.
Can the Blues start building some momentum and cut back into this lead, or this deficit that they're in? The lead is 7 points for the West squad. Mega Brawl Finals, Atlanta, New York City, still to come. Mona Ward and Trudy Lee are going to go at it to start it off.
Good combo right there by Mikel Fox.
Nice
Just
boxing,
pushing him
yeah.
back. Yeah, he's got that lead reach and that leverage, and he didn't let Medina get in on that one.
Dewey Cooper leading the West squad tonight for the All-Stars.
I'm sure he's telling Medina he's got to get in. Me knowing Dewey and training under Dewey, seeing the way the fight has gone, Mikel Fox is controlling the jab and controlling where the fight is taking place at. So I'm sure he wants Medina to get inside and dirty box a little bit, kind of interrupt the interruptions.
Man, Fox looking good here.
Looks really good.
He really is able to keep him at bay.
Yep.
And even when he does try to get in, Medina, Fox is right there meeting him with his gloves. Oh,
Body work,
nice.
mouthpiece goes flying.
Good trade.
Ray Corona sees it. Now he's gonna separate him. Stop it with 26 seconds.
That was legit.
As Medina gets the mouthpiece back in there.
You guys now see he's knocked out right there, that's for sure. But if he's anything like the fighter I know, he wants to probably try to get this back.
Strong round for Michael Fox.
Beautiful round.
Real good job.
I'm so bummed he came in so late in the season that he would have done honestly very, very well throughout the season. Hopefully he'll come back with the next one.
Oh,
Yeah.
left hook from Fox again. What a round for Michael Fox.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Infinite Reality Studios here in Long Beach, California. Now, before we begin our main event of the evening, the Atlanta Attack versus the New York City Attitude, I would like to ask everyone to please rise and remove all hats for the singing of our national anthem by singer, songwriter, and content creator, Wymack.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you. God bless.
Great job by Wymack, and also Miguel Flores is handling the hosting and ring announcing duties here tonight. It's Long Beach, California, Infinite Boxing Studios. It is time for the Combat League Mega Brawl. Atlanta and New York City are ready to go, what they've been fighting for all season long. An idea that started in Connecticut, moving to Southern California for the semifinals and the finals. And yes, there's a hurricane making noise in Southern California, but great job by Team Combat League officials and everybody behind the scenes to make it happen here inside the Infinite Studios. Beth Duran alongside Bubba Jenkins, Bubba_Jenkins, where you want to follow him at social media. The pride of Penn State and Arizona State, a wrestling star,
Yes,
but also a
yes,
man
sir.
who's been on the mics and the communication all season long, because you train in Vegas, you know everybody out there, you know what it's like. I want to get your perspective as a man who isn't a boxer, but can appreciate the team sport concept. This is a different vibe, different attitude, but it's still fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Me in mixed martial arts, you know, me having that striking background, wrestling background, mixing it all up, to come out to see, you know, the boxing, a love that we have, the boxing, the sweet science that it is, mixed with a little bit of that college wrestling background where we send out our wrestlers, we send out 10 different weight classes, and we're trying to rack up points to win a national championship. It's so much similar to the thing that Combat League has right now. It's a team combat style. It's every man for themselves in each round, but as it accumulates, you get that team championship, and that's what you got to love about it.
Oh, there's a lot of energy, and when our good friend Ray Flores, who was part of the broadcast at the beginning of the season, told me, Beto, you got to check this out. Like, Ray, what is this? Now that I'm involved with it, Ray Flores, you were right, and then some.
Yes,
Let's go to
sir.
his younger brother, Miguel Flores, who's holding it down at the desk.
Thank you, Bethel. And gentlemen, what a night it's been already. A tremendous opening bout with the East Coast and West Coast. It seemed like the West Coast had it all but wrapped up after the first half of this bout. And then the East Coast All-Stars came back with a vengeance and were able to steal it in the money rounds. And it was all led by this man. You and Michael Fox, veterans of the sport, really set the tone and changed the momentum for the East Coast. And look, this man wears many hats. He's a fighter by day, and now he's on the desk with us to help us bring in the Mega Brawl with the Atlanta Attack and the New York City Attitude. Austin, no doubt, Trout. Great performance, tremendous round and victory. And before we discuss and dive into, you know, the Mega Brawl, let's talk about what the East Coast just did right there, Austin. What was your thoughts on it? This is the first time you participated in this. You were a special wild card edition for the East Coast, and it ended up being a huge factor.
Look, first of all, shout out to the East Coast team. We got that W. I didn't get to catch the last few rounds. I was trying to change to get back here to the desk, but I'm glad that we got to build off the momentum that I brought. So it was a blessing to be a part of it. It was very fun. You know, it was a round of fighting. Nobody got hurt. I'm still looking okay. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to have been able to participate.
And now the man to the right of you, Sean Porter, world champion. He has fought the best of the best, and you have decided to come. I need to see what this Team Combat League is all about. And I'm watching you from afar. You're shouting at guys. You know a lot of these guys that are participating in this, and you're getting involved into it. Sean, your thoughts on Team Combat League as a whole?
It's fun to watch. It's fast-paced. These guys, not only that, but these guys got a lot of experience. As you said, I know a lot of these guys from the amateurs, just going to the tournaments and seeing these guys. So another part of this Team Combat League that I really like is the fact that these kids got somewhere to go. A lot of guys don't have direction when they want to turn pro. If you have not met a promoter, if you have not met a manager, you just don't know what you're going to do. So these guys had the opportunity to try out. People got to see them, see what they were capable of doing. They got picked to be on this team. I'm glad to see these guys have a future in boxing and they have direction.
And you saw right there how much it means to these guys. You saw they're jumping down in the ring. I mean, they were ecstatic. And you can really see there's a team camaraderie, and these guys weren't even a team the whole season.
And let me say this, I really don't think you would see that from, like, if you put a bunch of the world champions now, you wouldn't see that same kind of camaraderie and energy. Those are all young kids, young men who just came from the amateur program, where you go to a national tournament with guys from your region, and you're representing us, 11 of us on the team, and the team wins that team trophy, you know what I mean? So that was a big deal for them, but they just came from it, so they understand what they just did tonight.
He hit that on the money. From the amateur days, we make a team, that's our team. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I never met these guys, but we're fighting to the death now.
And Barack, you mentioned that, you know, that's what makes Team Combat League so exciting is you have those teams to root for. You see everyone, these were all-star teams. They weren't together all season, and yet they were that excited. I can't imagine what it's going to be like for the Mega Brawl with the Atlanta Attack and New York City Attitude with so much on the line.
You know what I learned tonight? I learned that, you know, every fighter wants fans rooting for them. And it's one thing when fans love you and root for you, but when your peers respect you and you can have a loss and still be a winner because of your team. Austin, you turned the whole thing around. I think kind of Silver won that last one. I think maybe West Coast should have won, but that's okay. Hey, East Coast pulled it off. And I just love it. Like when your peers are encouraging you, it's better, right?
Yeah,
am I right?
It's definitely different. That team spirit.
Yeah.
You know, I felt it in the ring. I felt it before. I felt it coming out. A lot of these people I met just now, you know, but now they're my brother.
Yeah, no doubt.
And you could tell there was an adjustment. You had to get. I heard Barry Hunter yelling at you 1 minute, Austin, 1 minute. And usually, as what you're used to, here you're like, I got 4 more rounds, 5 more rounds.
I am a slow starter, so
I'm gonna take this round off right here.
Yeah, I'm a slow starter, so it was an adjustment. But again, it was fun. And if I get a chance to, you know, fight again or say coach, I know what to do.
Look at Austin, a lot of experience. These kids, and we seen every fight was fast-paced except for this one, because he's a pro, you know. So again, we're talking about Team Combat League, 1 round, 3 minutes to do it. These guys are in the perfect place. They just came from this fast pace, you know.
That's right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Infinite Reality Studios. It is now time for our main event of the evening, Team Combat League Mega Brawl 1. Who will take the crown? The Atlanta Attack versus the New York City Attitude. Let's meet our teams. First, led by coaches Sam Arnold and Mustafa Minkins, here are the Atlanta Attack. Introducing first, Mona Ward. Here is Marcel Davidson. And now introducing Javon Davis. Here is Keandre Leatherwood. Introducing Frankie Solomon. And now the heavyweight, Devin Young. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Atlanta Attack.
The Atlanta Attack Squad making their way to the ring back here ringside. Beth Durant alongside Bubba Jenkins. It's time for the Mega Brawl. When you have a team concept, when you have that attitude, you've been working towards it, you get there, and then Bubba, you've been here when you get to the finals. Yeah. What was that team saying back there?
You gotta want it. You gotta want it. You gotta want it for the man next to you. You gotta want it for the man in front of you. You gotta want it for them to be your best. And then at the end, it's all gonna take care of itself. But you do your best for everyone around you.
So we've heard about Atlanta. Let's hear about New York City. Miguel Flores, bring them out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to meet the New York City Attitude. Led by coaches Ryan O'Leary and Benny Roman, here is the New York City Attitude. Introducing first, Trudy Lee. Here is Jonabek Komtamar. Here is Charles Gardner. Introducing the Team Combat League MVP, Christian Cangelosi. Here is Frederick Julian. And now, the New York City Attitude Heavyweight, Bryce Taylor. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the New York City Attitude.
The New York City Attitude, the team has made their way to the ring. We are ready to go for a Mega Brawl. All right, when you think about it, a concept that started earlier this year. They moved the semifinals and finals to Southern California, Bubba. Now it's here. Yes. Now you see your opponent. And the thing that's different, though, on Tuesday they won the semis, okay? Yep. But they had to wait all week long. They had the award ceremony, which you can check out on the YouTube page. So you see them there, yeah, we got awards, but at the same time, I'm going to fight you Saturday, and there's some money on the line. That's a different attitude.
History on the line, money on the line, the championship. I don't know if they're giving rings away, but they want some pretty nice things and pretty big rings. When you're out here in the championship and you've reached as long as you've gone to get to this point, you really want to bring it home. And I know both teams are really anticipating that championship run, but definitely want to bring it home and finalize this year, this TCL.
At the end of the day, ring, belt, money doesn't matter. The pride factor of showing up to the championship. When you get into that mix, that's huge for a fighter. And we're gonna get going right now with the women. Mona Ward, Trudy Lee. Ward representing Team Atlanta. Lee representing Team New York City. 2-minute rounds for the ladies. Team Combat League. Make sure you follow the social media for all the behind-the-scenes action. It's time now for the Mega Brawl. Mega Brawl action, Team Combat League. Let's go. And right away, Ward with the big left in Lee's face.
Just how they start here in Team Combat League. We just get after it. We don't even shake hands. We start with a punch to the face, and it's all action after that.
And Ward will also fight in the 7th round later on tonight.
Nice reach in with that too. Trudy caught her right there, but that left hand that she's been throwing in there from that southpaw position has been working very effectively from Atlanta.
You have to jump out early, especially in the finals. We had the All-Star Brawl earlier. Now it's Mega Brawl finals, and Mona Ward is trying to give Atlanta an early lead. Yes, bouncing around that ring, Bubba.
Yeah, she is. She's trying to move, bob and weave, hit and stick. But Trudy's doing a good job of keeping her in front of her, and it's around when she gets in that corner where she corners her.
The launch rounds.
Trudy telegraphs her punches. You can see that.
Yeah,
you can see her punches coming. Yeah, slower than Mona.
Coming up next, Marcel Davidson, Jonathan Komtamar. And then the final bout of the launch round, round 6, will be Devin Young and Bryce Taylor, the heavyweights.
It's a good job by Mona Ward, I believe, doing a good job of reaching in with that cross. you know, 2 minutes left. I mean, 2 minutes in the girls' round. I think she's done a better job of winning this fight.
You want
Mona's holding a lot. Also, it's Trudy too.
You want to jump out and build a lead. Every single round counts. Every single point is huge, especially when you get to the money round. You don't want to make it come down to the 18th round, but if it does, it'll be Javon Davis and Ryan Pino. Good round.
Good hook by Trudy right there. Just seems like, you know, they smother their punches often.
First round done. Mona Ward, Trudy Lee, kick off. Mega Brawl for Team Combat League. And if you join us for the first time, scoring will be shown on your screen after every single round. You don't have to guess what's going on, who's up, who's not. The fighters know, the coaches know, everybody in the building knows here in Long Beach, California. This is now Marcel Davidson for the Atlanta squad. Hamtamov for the New York City squad.
Atlanta versus New York. We've seen it a couple times this year, and we want to see who's going to get that championship done right now.
They're waiting for the judges' scorecards. And let's look at the highlights here for this round, Bubba.
Yeah, she kept leaping in with that two right there, that cross from the southpaw position. That was one of her money punches. Truly did a good job of crowding her, but I think the most damage came when she got to leap in with that left hand. But a lot of smothering punches, a lot of dirty boxing here, so it's going to be hard a little bit to judge that. Yeah, the Mona Ward got that.
So Ward got the first round, so it's 10-9.
Yeah.
Oh, Marcel Davidson and Jonabek. So Davidson has a brother that was fighting in this season.
Yeah.
And Jonabek he's a good fighter.
Good to see brotherly combat in here. Team Combat League has it all.
Yeah, I think Jonabek is, I believe, Uzbekistan, I want to say.
And it just looks like a different size in Davidson, but, you know, those tall guys at those different weight classes, they always seem to fill out very well.
And they both came in at 138. Yesterday, attack in red, attitude in blue and green.
The southpaws seem to be giving him a little bit of trouble there.
Davidson just so long with that reach advantage.
Yeah, when you're long and southpaw, it just seems like you have so many more advantages and so many more things you can do on an offensive level. That 1-2 is good money for him.
Jonabek, he's shorter, but he's used to fighting the taller fighters, he told me.
Yeah, it seems to have a little bit of trouble of getting in on Davidson right now, so he's going to have to do a little Mike Tyson bob and weave and be looking to get some hooks going.
He knows how to slip punches. Lands the right hand, does Jonabek. He's always on his toes, and Jonabek, you see him bouncing around. Lands a hook, it's out.
Yeah, the New York crowd is into it a little bit better than the Atlanta crowd, and it just seems like every little thing that Jonabek does, New York is responding to it.
Oh,
right hand
got him
from
with a right.
Jonabek. And we are right next to the New York Attitude squad, so their noise is going to get through the microphones quick. Davidson will be fighting in the 8th round.
Yeah, Jonabek's got to get on the offense and look more to be the offensive guy and not so much the counter, because he's not the longer guy, you know. Davidson goes first, he's going to reach him, he's going to touch him first. When he goes, he wins.
And Jonabek will be later on in the money rounds in round 14. So there, body work from Jonabek.
Well, he's answering those questions. Is he able to get on the inside? He sure is. He's throwing some very hard punches, some body punches. We saw it up on top. Oh, no.
Jack Reese isn't gonna let that fly.
With a minute left, I still believe the fight's still in the air.
Absolutely. Especially the way Jonabek able to land the bigger punches.
1-2 there by Davidson. Left hand is one of the Davidson's best punches right here from the southpaw position.
His reach is so long compared to Jonabek's. I feel like they're two different weight classes right now.
Absolutely.
But they're the same.
But they're the same. It's just
Good,
one's
good
taller.
check hook. And he's really pressuring. Davidson's, you know, got a pressure game that is, you know, pretty controlling. Good left hand right there.
Oh, that hurt Jonabek.
Yeah. The Uzbek Lands a right hand, though.
More left hands by Davidson. All fight, that left hand has landed on the button.
Janabek from Uzbekistan, Davidson for Team Atlanta. They just look at each other like, yeah, all right, whatever. They're just not like hugging or anything like that. It's the Team Combat League highlight from the second round.
They were both exhausted. They put it all out there on the line. Look at this overhand, boom, caught him right on the chin. And then David's looking to get his own overhand, boom, caught him right in where he was going. So they both traded it really well, and it'd be interesting to see who saw it the best way.
That's a tough round. I really don't know that one.
I give it to Davidson.
I can see that.
But I've been wrong tonight a couple of times.
We were wrong in the last fight for the All-Stars.
Yeah, some judging that I have not seen go ways I have not understood.
That was the All-Stars. This is the Mega Brawl. What will happen is they're getting the scorecards tallied up. This is going to be Javon Davis and Charles Gardner. Davis 150, Gardner 149. Davidson gets the round. So it's now 2 rounds to none for the Atlanta squad. 20 to 18.
Yeah, I agree with that answer. I agree with that judging right there. Davidson was one of that. All right, let's see if New York can stay in this fight and you know, do more for.
Yeah, Davis, Javon Davis in the red will also be the hammer for Team Atlanta. He'll be in the 18th round against Ryan Pino.
Yeah, Davis has been a very technically sound. He's been an incredible fighter throughout, very consistent. As you can see, as he just threw that really hard right to the body.
Everything Davidson has been throwing is really landing with a lot of energy and a lot of effectiveness from his team and from his hip, man. He's really giving you what you got. It's good motion there by him. You know, he's got a good up and down offense, and he's just looking for big punches as well as, you know, just strategically being smart.
This will be the only fight for Charles Gardner, so he needs to get his team in there. Davis has that scowl on his face in the red trunks.
Yeah, he looks like he means business. He wants this championship for Team Atlanta.
The team attack. And that's what he's doing. He's attacking. Team Combat League, Mega Brawl Championships.
It's interesting to see what Charles Gardner's going to do. You know, he just seems to be on the defensive a little bit, but I want to see him get his offense going and see if he can get himself in this, you know, last minute and 30. Seems to be waiting on Davis.
Don't do that.
Yeah, look at, he is waiting, and Davis comes back with 2-punch combo, 3-punch combo. Gardner's only throwing his jab.
That's the combination you're talking about.
Punches landed. Oh my gosh.
There you see it.
That was an amazing
Davis.
combination by Davis there.
That was several combinations.
Yeah. And every one of those punches landed.
Overhand. Davis is just looking for the big hammer to end this. Oh, solid shot by Davis again. Yeah. Team Combat League Mega Brawl Championship in Long Beach, California.
Yeah, it looked good on Gardner, how he pivoted out of there and looked away that punch, but he got caught with the first 2 punches very cleanly. A minute left, and I believe Davis is looking for bonus points.
Davis is smooth. If you can get a 10-8 round, that'll be huge in Mega Brawl, because you don't want to leave it up to the 18th round and figuring out what's going on.
And Davis is doing a good job of melting the clock. He figured he's already won, melting that clock a little bit. There's a little bit of strategy in there.
Especially knowing he's got the 18th round, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Coming up next, Keandre Leatherwood, Christian Cangelosi. And Cangelosi's been a big fun fighter.
Oh, Davis just ran into a big right by Gardner.
He did run into a big right, but the only thing that Gardner's been throwing other than that right hand was a jab. He's been getting beat all fight, but he did have a good jab.
I think he did more feints in this round, trying to throw off Davis, but it's not working. Like that, I don't know what he's doing. His fancy footwork. It's a little too late. Oh, there's Ahmed. There's our CEO and co-founder of Team Combat League.
It was wonderful to see, you know, how many people we get in the crowd today.
Yeah.
So many superstars of the sport.
Sean Porter, Devin Haney.
Yeah, Wayne McCullough, if you guys remember.
The Pocket Rocket, Irish Olympian, gold medalist, former champion.
That was his daughter that sang the national anthem. Yeah. We also have others, Ahmed. Yeah, I don't know who he's sitting by. There's his wife to the right. Earlier, Devin Haney, Bill Haney was here with his team. I believe they're still here. I'm not sure. They're probably sitting off to the side. We do have 2 female boxers, professional boxers. Jessica Bach, and then I don't know the girl. She's Japanese, but she's training with Manny Robles. She introduced her name, but she's right there in the pink.
30-27, Javon Davis gives the Atlanta squad the lead, and this is now Leatherwood in red, Cangelosi in blue.
If you can put anything on the MVP of the league, the TCL MVP and Cangeloso from New York, you can put on the fact that he's going to try to get some points for his team, being down 3 in the championship. He's going to try to get it back for his championship team.
I learned a little bit about Cangelosi the other night. He's first time here in America, from Italy. I mean, typical. His brother used to be a fighter. Actually, he was better than Cangelosi, but he hurt his arm and no longer able to fight. So now his brother is fighting for his family and just trying to make a career out of it. And he's here alone in New York City by himself.
Christian Cangelosi with a 3-point deficit for the New York City Attitude. We saw him in the semifinals scrap hard and win a couple rounds.
Well, he might have been in New York alone by himself, but he is fighting in Los Angeles with his team on his back, and they're looking for a good championship out of this New York team against this Atlanta team. So hopefully he can bring it home for the Cangelosis.
He did win the most valuable fighter during the awards ceremony out of all the fighters throughout the season, and you can see why. He's very flashy, but he's a very, very good fighter. Another standout fighter from Team Combat League Season 1. A lot of hitting behind the head here.
Jack Reese is going to control him.
Yeah, he's like
Jack's in and out.
lecturing him.
Hey, welcome to California, guys. Cangelosi.
Good jabs right there by Cangelosi. It's a good motion to let him know to set up his offense.
Both of them weighed 162 yesterday at a contentious weigh-in.
Yeah, he's going to get that right hand going. That's the left hand, probably 5 or 6 consecutive times. He's going to get that right hand involved soon.
But neither fighter is doing anything to separate in this round. Cangelosi needs a step on the gas for his team.
Yeah, it's a setup for Cangelosi. Left hand high, left hand low, and then boom, out of nowhere, an interrupted right hand. And that's what I believe he's setting him up with. Just giving him kind of looks and reaches. And that's kind of the game, you fake them with one hand, you kind of give them mirages and things to look at with one hand, and then you blast them with the other. And that's the game. That's boxing for you.
Cangelosi will be in the money round, round 13. Leatherwood will come back in the 10th round. A tight 4th round. They're even yelling at him in Spanish.
Punching back behind the head again.
They smack gloves. They don't touch gloves. They smack gloves. That's when you know Team Combat League Mega Brawl, how intense it is and how much is on the line. No lovey-dovey. Oh, yeah, respect. No. There's no bro this or bro that. It's I want to beat you.
This is about the championship. This is about all the marbles. When they say it's all the marbles, this is what they mean by that. This is for everything right here.
Oh, there you go. So on the way out, Leatherwood was able to clock Cangelosi with an overhand right as they were coming out of a clinch.
Frankie Solomon, Frederick Julan will be fighting in our 5th round. Both of them 178 pounds.
Excited to see the outcomes. This Atlanta team is down by, is up by a little bit, so they want to try to keep the momentum, and we're going to see if Frederick Julan can swing it back into New York's favor after I believe Cangelosi just won them that round.
Oh, Julan's going to be in the ring. We've seen him. He's a very unconventional fighter, but he likes to throw very hard punches.
So judges are getting their scorecards together. Again, we give you every single round result. So there's no surprise to anybody what goes on. So if there's a little bit of a delay, good. Let's make sure we know what is happening.
Usually delays mean there was an understanding of the way the card should be, but they have a little bit of dispute going on right
and
now.
for the first time tonight, Team Blue gets around. Cangelosi gets New York City ahead. Finally, for one round, they still trail 39-37. So that's big for Cangelosi. Can Julan build on the momentum? Here in the 5th round, Julan in the blue trunks, the southpaw, against a fellow southpaw in Frankie Solomon.
It's a good jab by Solomon. He's got a really good motion going, and you know he's setting him up with that good head fake. He's leaning a little bit. Can't be leaning like that.
Only one round for these fighters tonight, so they got to give it all. They got to put everything out of the tank. You will not see them in the money rounds.
Yeah, you want to see if they get everything out of it right now.
Solomon looks like he's fighting scared. Julan is just a lot.
Coming up next, the heavyweights, Devin Young and Price Taylor, to close out the launch rounds.
Solomon's doing a good job of keeping Franklin on the ropes. Even though they got Cangelosi up there, I know that Cangelosi just fought, so Solomon is keeping him on the ropes and doing a good job. You know, I think Franklin needs to get off the ropes and get his offense going. You know, this is Frankie Solomon's MO. Get in your face, rip you on the body, and try to keep you against the cage right here, keep you against the ropes.
Well, I guess I was wrong. I said Solomon was fighting scared. Yeah, nope.
Right hand from Julan.
Yeah, can't keep leaning like that. Solomon's doing a good job of getting in, but when he's moving away and he's getting on his horse, he leans. And, you know, somebody catch him with a leaping hook. That's going to be real bad for Solomon. But he's doing a good job of winning this round, I believe.
New York City attitude down by 2. Julan trying to get him back in the mix. It's Solomon still slugging away, the lefty in the red.
Yeah, I don't think Frederick Julan did enough to get the New York back into this race.
But you're only going one round. You got to empty the tank.
Yeah. He just looked lethargic the entire way, you know, very slow, very uninterested, you know, and Solomon's still doing the same offense, running him against the ropes and just body him, outworking him, really.
That's the outworking. Oh,
wow. Big punch there.
Julan lands the big punch.
Big punch by Julan right there. Knocked the mouthpiece out, right hook. He's looking for a 10-8 round right here.
Solomon just trying to hold on and survive the end of the round.
And Frederick's got to know he's got his guy against
another
the rope.
shot.
Hurt. He's got his guy. You were losing the round. Work for your team. This is the championship. You got to go get it right now.
Final seconds of the round.
And Solomon's going to do all he can to try to survive, but Julan's got to push on the gas, and not one punch in the last 10 seconds by Julan.
But was that enough for Julan to win the round? Was it enough? It's going to go to the judges' scorecards as Solomon picks up his mouthpiece with 5 rounds done. But was it enough?
I want to say he stole it. But if I'm a judge and I see him not do anything in the last 10 seconds, I'm going to be a little bit mad about that. It's this left hook. He's doing good work here, body. Solomon's doing all day. He's been working against the cage, working against the ropes, and doing great body work. But it's that left hook that Franklin caught that just knocked his mouthpiece out. Boom, right there. It's the right hook.
That's optics right there for a judge. You see a mouthpiece go out with the big right hook. Depends on what the judges are seeing and what they didn't see earlier. Yeah.
Coming up next, the heavyweights Devin Young and Price Taylor. They're actually going to fight twice tonight. So right now to close out the launch rounds, and then they're going to come back in the money rounds in round 15. Taylor in the blue weighing 265. Devin Young weighing 221. Wow. And Solomon got the round. So that knocking out the mouthpiece, not enough. So far, it is 4 rounds to 1. Team Red in Atlanta attacking.
In my interview earlier with Devin Young, Price Taylor, he said he's going to knock him out, Devin Young, in the first round. So let's see if that happens.
And if that's the case, and in the money rounds, you'll have a walkover round where you'll get the 10-9 points.
Yeah, and that's what Team New York really needs right now. A walkover 10-9 round, but Young just caught Price with a mean right hand right over the top of that shoulder.
That hurt him.
Yeah, absolutely. Buckled the knees just a little bit.
Yeah, that was a good interview that Sete Conte did with. Oh, and
He's hurt.
Young,
Oh, what?
Young just hurt his shoulder.
Oh,
Something
dislocated
happened.
maybe?
Oh, that's bad. Because something happened where they clinched and his shoulder, did it pop out? Oh,
I think
he's in a lot of pain.
Lord. Look at it right there.
He is trying to pick it up, and they look right to the doctors. That might have dislocated, and the fight is done. Oh,
dislocated shoulder.
Devin Young, a dislocated.
That's a
shoulder.
first now for TCL.
But you see Price Taylor upset because he wanted a fight.
Yeah.
But I don't know if in wrestling they usually give us the round, you know, or they give the team the points. So I don't know if that's going to work in
So
New
we'll
York's
figure
favor.
that out.
It's always a first.
Oh my! It was
Oh my God.
44 seconds of the round.
Yeah. And in regular boxing, you know, if it's before
Let's look at the
fourth
highlight.
round,
Where do we? We don't see anything. Throws a punch.
oh, left punch right there.
Right
yeah.
there.
Something
Yeah.
like
it got jammed up.
They got jammed up,
yeah.
Yikes.
and he's.
Oh my God, I hope he's
They're
all
trying
right.
to get him out of the ring. He can't climb through the ring, so he had him roll underneath the ropes. You feel bad for Devin Young because that was going to be a good scrap between him and Price Taylor twice. So we have the launch round done. Man, that was building up to be pretty good too, Cynthia,
Yeah.
because you spoke with Young before the game, the
I
match.
did. I spoke with both of them, and Devin was just, I cannot wait because we deserve to be here. I feel like, honestly, every time I interview any of these fighters throughout the whole season, something happens. Someone gets knocked out, and I feel like I curse them.
Well,
Sorry, guys.
Price Taylor, that you see him on the screen, he right in front of us smacked the corner pad because he wants to put on a show.
He does. I understand that, but he manifested what he was going to do.
Yeah,
he
he
was-
did,
he
you're
did
right.
beat him in the first round, and he will get a walkover in that 10-9 in the next round if he cannot continue. So he said he was going to beat him and take him out of the first round. It just didn't happen the way he thought, but that's exactly what he did.
The other angle,
It's this left hand that he throws right here. He's going to get jammed up a little bit. Boom. Hyper extended a little bit.
and as soon as it landed, you see him go down. You know, a lot of respect to Price Taylor, realizing something's wrong because he pointed at him.
Yeah, he kind of whipped it wrong. He
Oh,
kind
and
of
he's walking right by us. He cannot move that left arm at all. You feel for Devin Young right now as the medical staff walking out with him. Yep. As he pulled back, you can see something happen in that shoulder.
It's still deformed in that shoulder, too.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, man.
I mean, I don't want to say lucky enough, but it is the final Mega Brawl, and I wish he was able to finish out the round, but at least it wasn't throughout the season. Where
Now-
he's completely out.
Okay,
Well,
but
that
now
changes
let's
things.
look at this now.
That changes big.
Back because it's the judging is going to really affect this because Team New York City was down 49-46.
Yeah.
Taylor's going to get the 10 points, and then later on in the money round, you're going to have that 10-9 function. All right, so the launch rounds are done. The New York City crawling back in against Atlanta. Let's go to Miguel Flores at the desk.
Thank you, Bethel. And man, what a disappointing end to those launch rounds as Devon Young, who was one of Atlanta's premier fighters in the heavyweights, and that was a key matchup as we were looking forward with Price Taylor and Devin Young. And it appeared, I don't want to speculate on the injury, but obviously it was a shoulder injury. And it doesn't look good for him, guys, as Barack, we saw. I mean, Devin Young was a huge reason why they're even in this position in the finals, defeating Michael Young from the semis. And now, unfortunate for Atlanta, that kind of stalled their momentum because they were in full control of those launch rounds. And now Price Taylor gets the round. On top of, if he can't continue, that's another point that he will get because they were supposed to face off later on in the money rounds. And now we don't know if that's going to be possible.
This is a crushing blow to Atlanta, especially when you're talking about you coming into this fight, Devin Young, with momentum, saying that that was no fluke. You know, I brought us here, but that was no fluke, so you're excited about that. And then it looked like a dislocation. I'm not a doctor neither, but it looked like a dislocated shoulder. And that could be, you know, detrimental to your whole career.
Talk about the team aspect, and again, now we're talking about a timeout. You're talking about on the field injury. You know what I mean? Now the team has the band together. We know we're down, and we know now we really got to get rocking and rolling and get down the field, you know. So I just love the team aspect of it. I just want to throw that in there.
Austin, we're going to take a look at the injury here, if you can talk us through it. And just by what you see, it seemed like he was just trying to throw a jab. And he obviously got stuck on Taylor. Not sure if his shoulder locked up, but as we were taking a look right here, this is where the injury happened.
He missed the jab. You see Taylor, Price kind of hit it up as he hit, and that shoulder he didn't throw it back. That shoulder was limp. I think it fell back. Because as you see, he missed the jab. Price's hand just hit that elbow, which I think popped it out of place, and it went dead from there.
Wow. Yeah, that's disappointing. And now I'm hearing it will be a 10-7 round in favor of New York. So now New York was pretty much down those launch rounds. Christian Cangelosi won his 10-9, and now we're tied up at 56-56. So once again, New York City attitude. This is exactly what they did in the semis. Right. They were down big, but those knockdowns helped them stay in it, and they eventually won. So now we are taking a look at our middle rounds. Mona Ward versus Nicole Ocasio. Marcus Davidson, Ryan Pino, Khalid Johnson, Quasim Carter, Keandre Leatherwood, Peter Dobson, Devontae Williams, Ralph Clemente, Nehemiah Jones, and Ufwa King. So going into the middle rounds, we are all tied up at 56-56. And I believe we have our women in the ring, Nicole Ocasio for New York City and Mona Ward for Atlanta. Let's send it to Beto Duran.
The women are going to go at it. Mona Ward and Nicole Ocasio. A lot going on. Mega brawl.
Yeah, and I know Nicole Ocasio for someone who likes to throw a lot of punches and bunches. She throws more punches than there are times ticked on that clock when it's her turn to fight. I'm telling you.
Now the big development is that Price Taylor was given a TKO over Devin Young. Young injured his left shoulder. A 10-7 round makes it tied at 56. So it's a brand new setup. Mona Ward, her second round for her tonight. She won the opening round against Trudy Lee. What can she do now against Nicole Ocasio?
Looking good. You know, she fights from the open. She doesn't like to be in there. She don't really like to keep her hands up. She lunges a lot, but it's a really good technique for her being such an athlete. She's a really good athlete, so she could get away with leaping in and maybe putting her hands down and swinging a little bit wilder, a little bit more like a moving athlete.
Nicole Ocasio.
And the tackle.
That's
well, it is a Sunday. There's football going on, but not for another couple weeks.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a 2-point takedown in MMA, though.
There you go. You've been waiting for say that, Bubba. That's Bubba_Jenkins. Make sure you follow him on social media. He has a fight coming up in November. Cynthia Conte also with us.
I just saw in the house, I don't remember his name, but he's a ref for MMA, long braid.
Mike Beltran.
There you go, Mike Beltran.
He was my very first ref when I am amateur, yes.
Yeah, he's here in the house for Team Combat League.
Yeah.
Nicole Ocasio has been an exceptional fighter throughout Team Combat League Season 1. As you can see, she's a very good inside fighter. She's taken it to Ward.
Yeah, she had an amazing round with Lopez earlier this year that went for fight of the night kind of thing. And Mona Ward's doing her best job to give Ocasio all she can handle tonight.
Mona Ward with the red, looking good all season long. Great job by Mona Ward for Team Combat League all season long, and here in Mega Brawl, letting it all go. Mona Ward and Nicole Ocasio.
That's
and
a good punch
do it.
right there.
They hug it out. Respect to two ladies who put a great show for Team Combat League all season long, Cynthia.
Yeah, Nicole Ocasio and Lizette Lopez from the earlier All-Star, they had the fight of the night. They beat out all the guys with their one specific round. So that tells me something.
Fight, Marcus Davidson, Ryan Pino. Now these two at the weigh-in went back and forth. Davidson fighting for the second time tonight. Pino for the first time. He'll also be in the 18th round.
They have a wage on something, and whoever wins the cowboy hat. Huh. There should be money on that if you're going to put a bet on it.
So this Marcel Davidson's brother?
Yes.
Marcus Davidson, right? So earlier this is the brother. So when you have your brother on the team, it has got a little bit of pride in there, right? You want to perform for your brother, you want to perform with your brother, you want you guys to go undefeated. So, you know, he's already got a little bit of pressure with his brother winning earlier.
It's like hunters. Oh.
And Mona Ward does win the round. Atlanta up by 1.
She looked clean doing it as well.
Yeah, she did.
And the New Yorker Pino guy, he just seems to be so New
Oh.
York that he's
Very Puerto Rican, too.
very New York. I've heard him talk, I've heard him speak, I've seen him fight. He represents New York attitude if I ever seen it. But a lot of these guys come from where they're fighting from, and it's good to see what country, what state fights like the champion.
Yep. Pino has that Boricua attitude. He was also feisty at the semifinals on Tuesday. Coming up next, Khalid Johnson, Quasim Carter. These guys are weighing 150.
Good punches right there by Marcus Davis, and he's trying to peek out of, he's trying to get Pino's offense to pull out of it. He's just tapping that 1-2, just, a little bit of feints just to get that offense to draw out. And I think he's looking to counter and set him up. He's not committing too much with his punches, just setting it out. Just setting it out there a little bit.
Tom Taylor, the referee for the middle rounds.
All blocked there.
Yeah, Pino is, he's able to get in, especially with Davidson being so tall.
So his brother Marcel got the victory in round 2. What can Marcus do?
A little dirty boxing there.
Pino will take on Javon Davis in the 18th round. New York City in blue and green. Atlanta Tech red and black.
Not much going for Pino, but he's being effective. I mean, he's being aggressive. He's pushing the pace. He's trying things. I wouldn't say that he's actually scoring them, but he's trying things, and that's what matters.
Oh, he did catch him on the inside
yeah,
right
nice
there.
Look, nice left hook right there. Motion it, and then sometimes it just creates your offense. Sometimes you get things going by just creating things, throwing some stuff out there. Of course, you don't want to throw the wrong things out there to get countered or hurt, but sometimes creating some motion, getting some head motion going, and creating the offense gets you going on your thing.
And with only one round, you never know what the judges are going to favor.
Absolutely.
The activity, the punches landed,
or the effectiveness.
Yeah,
great point.
I think that Davison is more effective, but Pino is more aggressive. So I don't know who I would rather be. That's usually how I judge it. Who I'd rather be.
Rudy Barragan, Zach Young, and Fernando Villarreal are your judges. Veteran judges here in Southern California. 10 seconds to go. Bout number 8.
That's a fun little fight. I did not think it was gonna. Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna turn out like this.
Could not tell you who won that.
Pino really opened up. So he's gonna be fighting Javon Davis, and we've seen how Javon Davis fights. He is nasty. He's gonna come at Pino with everything he has, especially if they're gonna eat
There's
some
an
close
overhand,
around.
right? Overhand and an uppercut there. A little bit of his offense going in, but then Davis gets him going backwards. A lot of times he kept getting Pino on the way in. Jab, jab, got him on the way in right there. Boom, beautiful cat and mouse game right there by the two fighters.
Khalid Johnson, Quasim Carter coming up next. 163 pounders.
Khalid Johnson is one of Atlanta's sharks. I believe he wants to get points for Atlanta.
And they're going to bring in Johnson quickly against Christian Cangelosi in the first bout of the money rounds in round 13.
Yeah, that's a good strategic plan to have Davidson come
Keep him
follow
hot,
up.
huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Get him in there, keep him hot.
You gotta have him. You gotta have a good strategy if you want to win this championship. It's not just about your skill set. Sometimes you gotta put the right guys in there at the right time to get the momentum going in your direction.
And Ryan Pino edged the round. We are tied up at 75. Pino getting the advantage for New York
That's a
City.
good job by Pino, still in that round. I believe that Davison was probably the better fighter, and Pino did enough in his rounds to be aggressive and still that.
Be first, huh?
Yes. First.
Mega Brawl Championship in Long Beach, California. The Combat League. Make sure you follow all the Combat League social media accounts, especially the YouTube. Great job by Cynthia Conte at the award show earlier this week. Go and check that out. All the interviews that Cynthia's been doing throughout the week, so make sure you go and see that. You'll see that and then some, especially some news of what's coming up with Combat League for Season 2.
I know. Thank you. I appreciate it. Lots of work, labor of love. We have to celebrate these fighters for everything that they've been through in this season.
And
it all comes down to tonight.
And we just see right now the big heavyweight Devin Young in a sling. The arm is in a sling, dislocated. And instead of going back, he's sitting ringside with his teammates from Atlanta, cheering them on.
Gloves off, completely out of it, but definitely still here for his team.
And in pain.
Yeah.
That Jennifer Miranda has a broken nose.
Yep.
My goodness.
Jeez.
Team Combat League. If it's not the Mega Brawl and you don't want the victory, don't come.
Right.
They're all putting it on the line here. I mean, even Kwasim Carter is giving Khalid Johnson the business in this round. I believe he's pressuring him. I believe he's winning this round. I did not see that coming out of Khalid Johnson being a shark for Atlanta. You know, maybe I didn't know who Kwasim Carter was, but he's winning this round in my eyes.
I was expecting more from Johnson.
Absolutely. Oh,
and
no,
Carter?
You're rare. You both are very right. Now Johnson's pushing the pace.
That's what I expected from the get-go.
He has no choice. He has 50 seconds.
I was waiting for Johnson to come out, ball of energy, and just get after it.
Absolutely, especially the way
from what I've seen all season long. Yeah.
Especially the way he's been fighting all season long. You know, but this is Kwasim's night, I would say. He came out. He's controlling the center of the cage. You know, and his team is telling him he's got to work. But I believe he's controlling this.
And
it's just so different when you only have one round, right, Cynthia?
Yeah, and that's the thing is that you cannot give up. You cannot afford to give up rounds. So everything is a sense of urgency. You need to work. There's no rounds off. This is the only round. Even if he's fighting twice, you cannot afford to give up a round.
Yeah, see, and New York's yelling at him. New York is yelling at him, saying, hey, you're letting him rest. This is the time. Let's go. Get on him. And they believe, like I believe, that he's winning the round. It's just the last 30 seconds that they allowed him to go that way.
They push down, but they clash heads as they go down.
Ouch.
Hopefully, for Team Atlanta, Khalid Johnson is okay. Carter will not be fighting again. He's done. But the one about Johnson, they did butt heads as they went down.
Oh, yeah. He looks a little stunned still, his head. That was a hard clash of heads going down.
Yeah, big time clash of heads right there. But, you know, round was decided, and I think Kwasim Carter was winning that round.
I agree.
Infinite Studios in Long Beach, California. Team Combat League. And there you see Abner Mares, 2004 Mexican Olympian.
Yeah, we got a little influencer sitting next to Ahmed right there, King Bach right there. Yeah, we got everybody in the building tonight. Couple different champions, you know. This is LA, California, TCL.
The founder, Ahmed, the King Bach, the influencer. You know the influencer, you got to keep the phone out at all times.
Yeah, you know.
I know, I was like, who is this guy?
Content is driven.
Keandre Leatherwood, Peter Dobson, you're going to get us some content. Our 10th bout, weighing 162 pounds.
Night's going by fast, boys. Can you tell?
Absolutely.
Johnson wins the last round.
Oh.
Just enough. Khalid Johnson edged out Carter.
What?
It is now 85 to 84 for Atlanta with the 1-point lead.
I'm either going to talk to these judges or think about getting some glasses when I'm done because I have not been able to call it. I mean, I get called in some of them, but these ones that look obvious seem not to be so much.
Remember, because it's only one round, each fight is judged as an individual fight.
Yeah.
So it's what are the judges doing? Tom Taylor.
Like, listen
Peter
to me.
Dobson, listen to me.
I've seen him having a couple conversations with multiple fighters over the years. He is definitely going to tell you what the business is in that cage.
Tom's an excellent referee based here in Southern California. Good to see him get some shine, get some Vegas fights now. And he's not going to let you get dirty.
No. They both
and there it is. There's the time.
Yeah, I've seen this conversation. The same thing that I've said. I've seen him have a conference call conversation in the middle of the boxing. So this is not the first time that we're going to see that, and maybe not the last.
And Tom will let you work out of it. He's not overly aggressive with it.
Yeah, he doesn't want to interrupt, but when you're doing a little bit of hacking and whacking and a little bit of naughtiness, you know, he's going to get in there. And this is not something we want here in Team Combat League.
Mega Brawl is heating up.
Yeah,
Leatherwood and Dobson.
Yeah, it is. And this is the weight class that it would start changing. You know, you get up to those bigger boys, and they start hacking and whacking and laying folks out. Like Leatherwood just did. He landed a good two-punch combination right there, and Dobson seems to be stunned and a little bit unsettled. There's another hack. You know, they're throwing those overhands. good leap in right there by Leatherwood. Just, you know, showing your dominance. Even though the ref was getting you guys involved, you're letting them know it's still your ring or your cage or however you want to pronounce these boxing things.
Yeah, the ring. Less than a minute to go. Leatherwood adopted. This is a tough one to judge.
Yeah, ooh, that overhand
that
hack.
one, yeah, that right hand by Leatherwood.
It's wonderful to see some of these guys get the opportunity that they're getting right now tonight. You know, not every pro in the world has got that opportunity or the stage that TCL is giving, and this is beautiful to see some of these guys get that opportunity. Was that a double leg I saw?
No.
Yeah.
All right. I'm looking at the technique here. It looked like a little, you know,
not on purpose.
A little Jordan Burroughs there going, but you know, these guys are really putting it on the line, trying to give their team that upper edge and really trying to get that championship out of the guys.
Coming up next, Devontae Williams, Ralph Clemente.
Oh, Ralph Clemente, we remember him.
Oh yeah.
He's
brawler.
He's the Energizer Bunny. That's what he is.
Punch lands and the clinch from both fighters. Yeah.
A lot of clinching.
Atlanta up by 1. Interesting to see how the judges rule the 10th round as we work our way to the finals of Mega Brawl. And Tom Taylor looks at us like, damn, I worked that round.
Man, that was a lot.
Yeah.
Should have brought my lunch pail and my hard hat after that one. That look in his eyes was like, man, this is hard work for a championship. And that's what they're doing this for, that TCL Team Combat League Championship.
Fight out of clinch. I'm so happy that there is a very small crowd here because we are having a hurricane and storm and flooding. So for the people that came and physically drove out, flew out, we're very grateful because no one ever expected this kind of weather, but they wanted to come watch them fight, and these fighters are putting on some great fights, memorable fights, and fun fights.
Devontae Williams, Ralph Clement coming up next. Clement 177, Devontae 183. Leatherwood gets the edge. Keonjay Leatherwood, being more effective, gets the edge. So now it's a 2-point lead for Team Atlanta, a team not many expected to be in the finals, Cynthia Conte. You've seen every week.
I have. You know, it's Atlanta Attack. The coach even said we were the underdogs because at the very beginning of the season, a lot of drama happened. And Clemente almost went down. The Energizer Bunny, he's just going to keep going and going.
Oh. He lands a shot though,
He got
Clemente.
caught with a left hook right there. That definitely stunned him, got his attention.
And he lands a left and a right. That's Clemente. They're just slugging.
He's slugging it out.
Yeah, Clemente clipped him. Even though he's been clipped a couple times, he definitely did his clipping, and I think he's wearing the better of the punches.
There are no jabs allowed in this round between these two.
It seems like it. They have a rule book, right? Devontae Williams has not thrown a jab to get Ralph Clemente off of him yet.
Hook and a right hand, that's all they got.
But someone's going to pay for it, I'm sure, because they both look like they want to put each other out.
Yeah, there's no strategy for this one, Bubba. It's let me overhand.
Was that a feint or boom, a jab right to it, right? You know, he just kind of poking that hand out there like it's a jab, but it's more of a feint, hey, look over here to a meaningful punch.
Yeah, hit behind the head.
Yeah, a little street brawl right here.
Oh, this is exactly the street brawl. I mean, you're going to have a dude named Clemente from New York. You're going to have a brawl.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're going to get Atlanta fighting New York. You're going to get a brawl regardless.
Getting in that uppercut before Thomas Taylor breaks it up.
I've seen Atlanta and New York brawl in basketball, so you know what's going to happen in boxing. You know,
they're allowed to?
This is Team Combat League, and it has been a wonderful night of boxing. The All-Stars
dropped him.
Oh, he's saying he got hit behind the head.
He's saying he got hit behind the head. It looked like it was right on the ear. Tom Taylor's going to count it as a knockdown. That's a huge advantage for New York City, and Williams is protesting.
Oh, you know what happens when Clemente gets a knockdown.
10-7. He's looking
for 10-7. Clemente's going for it.
Yep.
He's looking for a 10-7.
And snapping back the head, and gets down again. Clemente dropping down Williams twice in this round. Williams' eyes a little glassy, and the fight has been ended. A huge break for New York City, and Ralph Clemente show all the emotion. It's a 10-7 round for New York City. Ref, don't hurt us right here, bro. You're right above us, like, just cool, bro.
I saw that happening. I saw Clemente being who he has been in the Team Combat League all year, and then Atlanta putting out what they put out. I saw that could be a big momentum swing, and that is the right call for the coaches over there at Team in New York. Putting Clemente against Atlanta this round, they could see possible bonus points there, and they picked it up big time.
And Clemente will be coming back in the 17th round of the money section.
Oh, he's gonna close
You knew he's a
the
money
show.
fighter as well, yeah, so that's why.
Even if he gets, when Clemente even gets hurt, he doesn't, when he hurts them, he can just skate around. But no, he wants to keep going. He really wants to knock them out cold.
Yeah, he wants those extra points, and he goes for it.
The final bout of the middle, Nehemiah Jones for Atlanta, Afwana King for New York City. 12th round, and it's all New York City now. Clemente, the 10-7 round as the round was stopped. It's just huge for the New York City attitude. $103, $102. New York City on top.
103, 102. Ooh, we getting down to the nitty-gritty, ladies and gentlemen.
Atlanta was up by 2, and now they're down by 1.
Anytime. You never know who's going to win. We just don't know with these knockdowns, all these accidents, fights being called off because of an injury. Oh, wow, those are some
Big
slapping
punches
hooks,
right
big
there.
hooks. Ooh, King is just laying that leather on him.
Yeah, real heavy punches. Not too much technical, but just all power, little shoulder. If he gets some hip in there, he might be able to do a little bit more damage, but for right now, he's just getting it done the way he can.
175 pounders.
Yeah, you're right. If he throws from the hips and just pushes with his legs, the power that he can get, engage, he could potentially knock him out.
Yeah, seems to be picking up that back foot as he's throwing that power, so he's getting a little bit of, he's giving his power away, but it's working effectively. He's just being aggressive.
The Atlanta team all yelling from their corner. They can sense that there's a little bit of slippage going away from the attack.
Absolutely. The New York's got a good momentum going, and they got some good punchers and fighters coming up.
Jones needs to throw something, and I know he's a little gun shy because King is throwing everything and anything at him and the kitchen sink.
Yeah, but he hasn't thrown a punch in a while.
He threw one right now, that's it.
Yeah. They seem to be very hesitant and very defensive, like, you know, just to throw it to protect himself almost, like, hey, you know, I'm still here, but he's getting blasted back with everything that he throws, which makes you gun shy.
Yeah.
There's been 2 stoppages from New York City. Bryce Taylor gets the 10-7 round because Devin Young couldn't continue with a dislocated shoulder, so technically a TKO. And then Ralph Clemente stopping Devontae Williams. And now,
and if you've noticed, the momentum has been New York's ever since that round. You know, ever since they've had that injury and the change of the tide go their way, they've taken control and kept it.
Clemente, I'm looking at him. He's getting checked out by the doctors. There's a big old smile on his face
Oh,
as they look at his eyes.
Jones caught King with the left, a leaping left hook.
Is that enough, though?
No, not right now.
Middle round action. Mega Brawl Team Combat League Championship. And it's New York City.
Yeah, Nehemiah Jones seems to be trying to get his offense going, but like, you just can't really get your offense going. You're losing. You just gotta go try to knock this guy out.
Yeah,
swing for the fences.
He tried too late.
Nothing there. Good round for Afwana King and New York City. We are done with the launch rounds. We're done with the middle rounds. And in this one, it was Afwana King in the 12th working against Nehemiah Jones. The highlights, the last couple rounds have been all on the side of the New York City attitude. Now we turn our attention to the money rounds. The
Yes,
money rounds
indeed.
are coming, and also remember though, the money rounds are supposed to have Price Taylor and Devin Young. That's not going to happen. So it's going to be really interesting developments, and also some injuries on the side of the team. So some interesting developments, Cynthia Conte and Bubba Jenkins. It is going to be interesting to see what we get in the money rounds.
The money rounds have changed things. The price have changed. Yesterday's price isn't today's price.
There
And
you
today,
go.
we're going to need a champion. So
Somebody
we got
saw
to
The
figure out what
Wire.
it is.
I just finished that. I'm addicted to it. But yeah, it's very true. Anything can happen. It is boxing. But little did we know, those knockdowns, those stoppages really turned the tide for the team. Now they have to make up the deficit.
All right, Miguel Flores, break it all down for us, please.
Thank you, Bethel. And middle rounds, once again, the New York City Attitude. Big finish with Ralph Clemente, who, Austin, you and I, we saw him at the semis. Dude's got heavy hands, and once again, a finish for New York. Atlanta seems, once again, controlling the pace, getting a majority of the rounds, but New York is finishing their guys, and that is giving them the advantage yet again.
Absolutely, it's got them 2 points up now. You know, Atlanta has been beating them most of the rounds, but then it comes down to those stoppages, and the money rounds is going to be hard for Atlanta to come back because they got two guys in the money round that cannot fight, and they lost already. So Atlanta is going to need a couple stoppages themselves.
Absolutely, Sean. When you saw, as we see the score, the New York City Attitude are up 113 over Atlanta 111. And going into the money rounds, as you heard Austin just say, Sean, they're down already 2 guys going into the money rounds.
I'm going to continue to talk about the team aspect of this bad boy because I just love it. And I love how now the energy has to amp up for both squads. Atlanta needs some stoppages. They got to step up and do some things that they haven't been able to really do through the course of the entire tournament or whatever tonight. And then the other side of that is you got New York just kind of riding this wave now where we talked about before. They did this once before, so if we're looking at history, is this New York team going to repeat itself, that history? Is Atlanta going to pull together, that energy going to amp up, and they're going to get some stoppages?
I think I've seen a lot of things tonight, and one of the things I saw is that you get all aspects of a 12-round fight in one round. It's kind of crazy. You get the guys coming out fresh and new, and because of so much work rate, because of so much intensity, you get guys gassing out in the first round, so you kind of get the whole thing in one round. It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. As we take a look at heading into the money rounds, Atlanta's down a couple of guys already. So looking out at the matchups, Khalid Johnson, Christian Cangelosi, who is the Team Combat League MVP, that is still good. But Michael Dawson, Jonabek Komtomov, that one is out. Devin Young, Price Taylor, that one is also out. Nehemiah Jones of Fuwa King is still good to go. Devontae Williams, Ralph Clemente, both of those fights are out, and Javon Davis and Ryan Pino. So Atlanta has a big hill to climb with a couple of fighters out. As we are now heading to our money rounds, New York City Attitude, Atlanta Attack. As you see, the New York City Attitude leads the Atlanta Attack 113 to 111. Final money rounds to see who is the winner of Team Combat League Mega Brawl 1.
Great job, Miguel. We are money rounds here. Ray Corona, the referee. That's Christian Cangelosi on the left for New York City. Khalid Johnson.
You hear those MVP chants. This is Christian Cangelosi, the MVP of TCL. And he's coming out with the money rounds on the line, trying to get the championship ring.
And they got a 2-point advantage, just New York City.
And that's a good place you want to be for New York with Cangelosi on the line with a 2-point lead.
It's unfortunate that Atlanta, a lot of these fights are out due to injury and knockout. Oh, and they go down to the canvas.
But it's going to be really interesting scoring.
He hurt his leg.
But
Cangelosi hurt his leg.
Oh,
Cangelosi,
no, I
what we
see
got?
him. He's limping.
Yeah.
This is so dramatic. We have action-packed, but little did we know so much drama.
He really is hurt, though.
Yeah,
Cangelosi's motion is really hampered here.
Cangelosi from Palermo, Sicily, Italy.
Yeah, you see how he retreats? He can only retreat one time, and then he has to tie up. He can't do too much moving around, right? If I was Johnson, I'd be pressuring him forward and making him back up often. See, he retreats one time, and then he holds.
A 2-point lead. So the next fight between Michael Johnson and Janabek is off. It's going to go as a 10-10 round. Devin Young and Price Taylor, that's off, will go as 10-10. So each team will get them. So this is a very important round as they get pushed down.
You hear Benny over here, Benny Rahman, just telling him to pressure him.
A lot of intensity going on. A lot of smoke in the air right now, guys. This is the championship times. Money rounds. Cangeloso's pushing forward, even though he's got a little wet, a little bit of a messed up wheel, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is when you really push through adversity.
Yeah.
You have to have your grit, the dog in you. This is where it comes out.
But he looks like he's being aggressive first. It's not bothering him too much.
Oh, he looked.
Angelosi in the blue and green. That's a shot, and that's going to go down as a knockdown.
That was a knockdown. Oh, that was
it. The punch connected.
They needed that.
Ray Corona says it's a knockdown, and New York City team erupts.
Yes.
Cangelosi, the bad wheel, Bubba.
Yeah.
He's got the good right hand, though.
That's all you need in boxing. Sometimes it ain't about the wheels. It's about the steering, and that's all he needed was that right hand to get his guy right going to the ground.
Huge, huge break for New York City.
He's melting the clock. Look at him melting the clock right there.
As
that
he
was
should.
Smart move by Cangeloso. And, you know, we can't forget he's dealing with an injury. So, I mean, he's being smart, punching when he needs to punch, and then immediately tying up, melting the clock, and being the MVP veteran of this league.
Next fight's going to be Nehemiah Jones and Afwana King. And Cangelosi sticks his tongue out. He knows he won that round. Yes, he did. A 10-8 round for Cangelosi. That's huge for the New York City attitude.
MVP-like performance for Cangeloso there to get that 10-8 round right there. That's what you want from your teammates. That's what you want from your MVPs. A type of performance like that. Look at him setting up that left hook, 3-2, right down the middle. And that's what got him hurt in the beginning. He got tackled after he hit that punch. You know, so he had to fight through some adversity that he caused himself a little bit, right? But it was a good round to see him come out and do what he had to do with that overhand right there. Got him another knockdown. Yeah.
That's big for New York City to gain that advantage because all these points matter because anything can happen. A knockout, knockdowns, you guys, they have to keep scoring points.
So there's only 2 more fights to go. Nehemiah Jones, Afwana King, a huge round here. Cangelosi gets the 10-8. Now Michael Dawson and Janabek Kamtamov goes as 10-10 as Kamtamov hurt his hand. Devin Young and Price Taylor goes as a 10-10. And we're here in round number 16. So it's gonna, the updated scores has New York City up 142 to 138.
Oh, good punch right there by Afwana King.
He is just
strong.
He's very strong, and he's just on the attack. He smells blood. Jones is, I mean, Jones looks scared.
Yeah. And New York City, Cynthia, they can feel the championship is on their side.
You can feel that momentum swinging. It's all one-way direction right now. Since that Atlanta heavyweight got hurt, it has been all New York.
And that was Devin Young earlier in the fight.
Jones is taking more chances in this round. He has to. He needs to rack points. He needs to try to score a knockdown or a knockout against King.
And Nehemiah Jones in the red for the Atlanta attack.
Good right hand by Nehemiah Jones. Didn't have enough hip on it, so it just landed. But if he put some hip behind it or put some confidence behind some of his punches, he would do a lot better. You know, like Conti was saying, he's kind of punching a little bit hesitant or almost scared. But, you know, that you get a little gun shy when Funo is punching heavily at you.
He doesn't stop either. Coming up next in the final round, Javon Davis, Ryan Pino. They got some bad blood between them two.
Nice left by King.
Man, everything going New York City's way.
Yeah.
The attitude. Make sure you follow the New York City Attitude social media account too.
A good punch right there by Nehemiah Jones. It's good ideals right there. And they're telling him to go to the body. He's clubbing, man. Those are some heavy hands over there by Afwana King.
The idea for Team Combat League, a team concept. People said, what? What are you doing? Conte, you were there day one when in Connecticut, and it's just grown and gotten better.
It really has. Just to see it come to fruition from the very beginning, it's an amazing concept. People just have to give it a try, and you'll love it. It's very different. Take yourself out of the box. It's not regular boxing per se of 12 rounds. It's all action-packed, fun-filled, and you don't know. There's so much drama. You never know who's gonna win.
So much drama, not just during the fight, behind the scenes.
If there's no chaos and drama, then there must be something wrong.
Yeah. Season 2 be coming up. Again, follow the Team Combat League social media accounts, and thanks to all the media members that have helped promote it all season long. It's only gonna get bigger and better, and the participation from it too now.
And you know, fighters around the world that are gonna see this, they're gonna be like, wow, I wanna be a part of it. How can we be a part of it? There will be tryouts.
Yeah.
And then some of these fighters from these seasons are able to try out again just in case they got hurt or they didn't think that they did that great or they lost earlier in the season.
Or if you're a fighter who doesn't have a promoter.
Yeah.
Or you know you're somebody, you got the opportunity, you just need some exposure. We love the club shows, but there's this format right here where you can get so many faces. You have Devin Haney, you have Sean Porter. The other day we had Evander Holyfield, Caleb Plant involved.
Yeah.
As I was saying, you know, the TCL has given so many opportunities to these guys to give them a platform to shoot their shot, to give the world their opportunity, and to put some content on tape. You know, some of these guys only get one round, but that's all they need to let the world know they're going to be great.
Highlight reel.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our last fight of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, our last fight of the night.
The last fight of the night, Javon Davis, Ryan Pino. Davis needs a KO.
Yeah. And Davis is the type of fighter that in TCL has been able to give a KO.
And there's Ryan Pino who lands a big shot.
Whoa.
But
I
Pino
knew
has
this
been
would
an
be
underdog.
fireworks.
Yes, yes. Pino has been the underdog since he's shown up, and everyone who's looked like they've been ready to beat him has always run into what is that Puerto Rican flavor that New York brings, and that is the aggression of Pino.
New York is going to win tonight. 162-156, huge advantage.
Oh,
but right now, you're Javon Davis. You're fighting for your team. You want to show out.
Pino is just very wild with his punches. There is no ifs, ands, or buts.
I told you that Puerto Rican attitude.
Yeah.
He could stay away. Nah, that ain't him. That ain't the TCL attitude.
He wants to close the show. It's a mega
It's
brawl.
not going to help that those New Yorkers are gassing him up. You know, he gets to look at his crowd. He gets to look at some of his friends and his family. He gets to beat his chest and just swing for the fences. He's got nothing to lose here, and you want to be in that position if you're a Ryan Pino, if you're a New Yorker.
He is not letting Davis get any punches, and he's just
Javon
there. He
Davis.
caught him right there.
Yeah,
as
but
I
here
saw.
comes that Ryan Pino just to
Oh!
slip that one, and he's looking to come back, man. This has just been a great night of fighting. With so much drama in the LBC,
Yes, it is.
It's kind of hard trying to get these championships.
Yeah. We are in the Long Beach Thunder Studios. It's just different as a broadcaster when you know the guy is just going for one punch.
Yeah. And there's one guy throwing combos and another guy throwing one-punch hitter quitters.
And usually Davis, it's the opposite.
Opposite, right.
This is interesting.
Oh, good punch right there.
And we will announce a most valuable fighter of the tournament. And Pino just worked. He's shaking up. Shake it off.
I feel like someone's going to get knocked out in this round. I don't know why.
Yeah.
He's wailing.
Because fighters are being fighters, and it happens to be boxing, but this might have a fight breakout here. You know, earlier we saw a little East Coast, West Coast. You know, TCL's bringing the violence, baby.
Yeah, they are. They woke up and chose violence today.
Absolutely. Every day they wake up, TCL chooses violence. Trading hooks right there. Both of them are swinging wildly, just looking for that one big, gotcha.
Just missed.
Just missed.
Just missed. And
Davis.
you would have thought that it would be Ryan Panino that's just missing, but it's Davis that is just missing.
Good defense from Pino, too.
He got clubbed right there, did Davis.
Oh, it's getting so close.
I can't wait till they hear that click, click, click. Once
know
they hear
it.
that, it's going out.
Final
Let's see
seconds.
it, ladies and gentlemen. I knew it. Nothing but punches.
And that'll do it. The New York City Attitude have won the first ever Team Combat League Championship. They get some big KOs, they get some big emotion, and then you see the team celebrating. New York has won the TCL.
That's exciting, you know, really awesome to watch. Exciting to see, awesome to watch. Great competition all year long from all the cities. New York, Las Vegas, Atlanta, LA. I mean, we saw amazing boxing, amazing fighting sometimes, and some great strategy. You know, it was all about longevity, it was all about durability, and it was all about availability. Sometimes your best ability was availability, and those guys from New York showed up from whistle to whistle, from round to round, and they are TCL's first champion leagues.
The New York City Attitude. Hugs everywhere. Elation. And let's make it official with Miguel Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 18 hard-fought rounds, our Team Combat League Mega Brawl 1 is in the books. Let's go to our judges' scores. By a score of 172 to 165, your Team Combat League Mega Brawl 1 champions for Season 1, the New York City Attitude.
Congratulations, Benny and Ryan. If this was a well-deserved win by New York City Attitude, you guys have said it from the beginning. You've been very consistent all season long, and now you finally clinched the victory tonight for Mega Brawl 1. I know you guys are feeling it right now, but this was a tough fight. Atlanta Attack was coming in. Unfortunately, a lot of knockdowns and knockouts. What was happening? What were you telling your team? I saw you doing this to King. Think.
We knew it was going to be a very competitive fight. All our fighters gave it 100%. We just wanted them to stay focused and realize what was at stake here. We all worked hard together. We started this from the beginning. TCL, we are the New York City Attitude Champions!
You had some very big rounds with Clemente knocking the guy out. I think knockout or knockdown, but it was an incredible fight. Though there was a large point difference after a lot of fights were put down. What were you telling your team? Because even though you still had those points, you still had to keep telling them, you need to fight like it's your last fight.
Yes, the fight was close. Clemente always, that's our go-to guy. He fights like a beast, a monster. He's the gorilla of the team. Bryce Taylor came through. Chris Cangelosis came through. Ryan Pino came through. The whole New York City Attitude came through. Ryan, what you got to say?
I missed my son Kian's 21st birthday. I was heartbroken. Kian, I love you. Kian, I'm bringing this back home to New York for you, baby. Brought it for you, kid. You did it.
Congratulations again to New York City Attitude for being the first team to win Mega Brawl 1 for Team Combat League.
Ladies and gentlemen, not only did the New York City Attitude win the Mega Brawl 1, it's time to crown the Mega Brawl 1 MVP. And the Mega Brawl 1 MVP goes to the New York City Attitude's Ralph Clemente.
Congratulations. You had an incredible round right from the very beginning of the season. You were always considered the Energizer Bunny. You always closed the show out with some incredible knockouts, stoppages. You just kept going. Tonight, what was different?
I think we already know what was different. This is the finals. You know, you either show up or you get out. And, you know, luckily, aside from me, my whole team showed up, and I'm so proud to be able to call to my team. We got some dogs, and I'm a dog too, so that's just what we do in New York.
You have the belt, this belt. It means a lot because it's you performed out of everyone. How does this feel to carry your own belt aside from the team belt?
You know, it feels good. I feel like through the amateurs, I didn't get a lot of recognition when I feel like I deserved it. You know, the Team Combat League, I feel like finally gave me the recognition I felt I deserved. You know, and I got my 3-year-old daughter at home. It was just her 3rd birthday. You know, just to be able to show her if you keep going at it and keep pursuing your dreams, you can always make it happen. It doesn't stop here.
And now for the fighters, everyone that's watching that's never seen Team Combat League or never seen this, what can you say for fighters that want to try out for this? You are a testament. Your whole team is a testament. This whole league is a testament.
You know what it is? You're going to see a lot of different fighters. It's going to develop you as a fighter very quickly. You're going to be able to get in a dog fight right away. A lot of people don't experience this till 10 fights into their career, but in this, you in a dog fight every day. You build up your character, your heart.
Well, congratulations again, Ralph Clemente, and congratulations to your entire team. Enjoy the victory. Well deserved.
New York, New York. Start spreading the news is jamming inside Thunder Studios in Long Beach, California. The first ever Team Combat League Championship goes to New York Attitude. A great job by everybody putting on this show. A hurricane was coming to Southern California, and it was Ralph Clemente, the MVP of the tournament. Congratulations to him and everybody involved. Christian Cangelosi, the Italian from Palermo, putting on a show also for the Attitude. It was just a great week of action. Team Combat League got the season going in Connecticut. And for the semifinals and finals, they came out west to Southern California, and it was so much fun. They put on a show. New York City defeated in the semifinals, get to the finals, and they get big knockdowns from their heavyweight. The big man, Price Taylor, there you see him jumping up and down with the braids. And now inside the ring, the New York City Attitude crowned champions. Really cool event to be a part of. Really cool atmosphere, great setup. As always, make sure you follow Team Combat League's social media accounts and also the YouTube page to see more exclusive coverage from behind the scenes throughout Fight Week. All right, so for everybody involved, of course, special thanks to Devin Haney and Sean Porter for showing up today. We had Evander Holyfield, Caleb Plant during the semifinals. Abner Mares showed up. Everybody that helped support from the boxing community for the California Commission, thank you so much. For everybody working behind the scenes, Rolando Nicos and his Thunder Studios crew. For Miguel Flores, did a great job at the anchor desk. My partners, Cynthia Conte and Bubba Jenkins. I'm Beto Duran saying good night from Long Beach, California. The team from New York City, the Attitude, have won the inaugural Team Combat League Championship.